o'clock.
Today's news. Today's news.
Liberty Mutual Insurance. I'm Monica Ricks in New York. The state of Kentucky is under a state of emergency due to severe flooding. At least 3 people there have died, but the governor says he expects the death toll to hit double digits. CBS's Drew Krasula has the latest.
Things are dire in the hills, hollers, and mountains of eastern Kentucky after deadly flash flooding that's being called some of the worst in state history. Search and rescue operations are ongoing. Governor Andy Beshear.
They see a number of people in Breathitt County alone on the roof. Even we have some people in trees hanging on, waiting for rescue.
Flooding has also led to rescues and evacuations in the mountains of neighboring southwestern Virginia. Jim Krasula, CBS News.
Dangerous heat will stick around a little longer than expected in the Pacific Northwest. WCBS meteorologist Craig Allen.
Temperatures will be running as much as 10 to 20, if not 30 degrees higher than normal. And not only will record daytime highs be reached, but there will be overnight record high minimum temperatures, meaning that it just does not cool down during the night.
President Biden says a new spending bill will be historic for American families.
This legislation will bring down the deficit. Bring down the deficit.
But he slammed recession fears following the latest GDP report. CBS's Jill Schlesinger.
I don't think we're looking at a 2008. I do think that economic growth is slowing down. The data support that. We saw in the second quarter we're shrinking at a 0.9% annualized pace. Now, that's not a cratering of growth, but it is a sign that things are slowing down.
CBS's Cami McCormick has an update on national security.
Assistant Attorney General for National Security Matt Olsen said the threats against this country have only grown.
The country faces a persistent and dynamic threat from terrorism.
And while officials keep an eye on foreign terrorists, Olsen said the threat is growing from within.
There is no doubt that these threats are on the rise.
He said threats motivated by racism and anti-government ideologies are growing, and they often target law enforcement and even healthcare workers.
Changes are happening at a grocery chain store near Boston.
I'm Tom Foti. Trader Joe's has more than 500 stores around the country, and now workers at one of them have voted to unionize in an independent union not affiliated with a larger one. This store is in Hadley, Massachusetts, about 80 miles west of Boston. 2 other Trader Joe stores have started unionization efforts.
JetBlue has agreed to buy Spirit Airlines for $3.8 billion. That deal comes a day after Spirit and Frontier Airlines dropped their pending merger. This is CBS News.
Well, that's today's news. Today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I want to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dashcam News Adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody.